welcome viewers to another episode of Graves in Australia Diecast Salvage. Thanks for stopping by and having a look. On the screen in front of you we have a Dinky Toys VW Beetle. It's an early model because it's got the oval window in the back. So come along to the workshop, to my workbench, and we'll have a closer look at it. We'll see you there. So let's have a look at this vehicle. It says Dinky Toys Volkswagen, made in England, Meccano Limited. There is no number on it. It has two posts. The rubber tyres are missing. That's not a problem. We're missing an A pillar. That's because the roof has been pushed down. Even this, as you can see on this pillar here, it is also bent. So we may have to replace that one as well. But we might be able to put some heat into the vehicle and knock it back into shape. As I said, it's the oval type. So it is pre-1960, based on the vehicle model. I don't know when the casting was made, I have no idea. But it's representing an oval window Beetle. I'm not doing a proper restoration on this. It will be painted. I'll be wanting to get rid of these casting lines, which are there and there. What we got on the front in the way of casting lines? Let's have a good look. No, the front is fine. So it's mainly the rear casting lines just here. Hang on, we'll get our proper pointer just here. We need to straighten out the roof, or bring the roof up. There's no interior and there's no glazing. There was no interior glazing with these in the original. But when we have a closer look at the details, they were quite good. They even put in the semaphore indicators, or sometimes known here in Australia as wigwag indicators, because they just popped in and out. So pop, pop. I just did that, and they went back down again when they finished. It has them on both sides, which is very nice. Something that I didn't notice on these models earlier. Just painted headlights. There. So hopefully this will be an easy casting. Now that I've said that, I'm going to have all sorts of problems. So the next stage is disassembly. What I'll be using will be the burr tool on a Dremel. Alright, I'll bring you back once I've done that. So I've just used a burr tool on the Dremel just to take down the heads of, or the mushroom of the posts, and I'll let the tool do the work, and all it's done is just taken the paint of the base. It hasn't hurt it, and once the base is painted you're not going to notice that we're taking the paint off. Anyway, so we can take that off. I'm not taking the hubs off, there's no need to. I will be cleaning up the axles in situ, cleaning them up, cleaning the hubs up on the base. Base is very flimsy, very thin. The base will be repainted. I'll put some straw or just tape up the hubs to there's to paint the base, and we'll polish up the hubs. So that's the hub. Here of course is the main casting, and they've stamped it inside of Volkswagen. So that is it. That is the casting. I will hand file the top of the posts maybe, and as you can see by using the bird tool and just going around the edge, I really don't need to do any filing. I don't screw my base in, I just usually glue them in. Because in the past, when I used to drill many years ago before I started YouTube channel, when I used to use a drill, the posts usually blew out. So I haven't gone that route. So I just glue them back into place. Well, anyway, there's the casting. So I dare say we might be going a visiting and having a look at some strippers. All right. Let's go to the venue. See you there. Well, our strippers went on strike. Or they're still on holidays, because they went on, you know, who knows. So I don't know what happened with the footage of stripping. In any case, the car is now naked, no paint. We've done a little bit of filing so far. Probably do the rest of it again a little bit further. We've created brought the lines out of the rear deck lid as best we could. Again, we've extended the rain gutter line a little bit. So now what I'm going to do off camera is heat the roof up a little bit and see if we can't get it to be where it should be. Now, as pointed out, this pillar here is bent, but it also has a crack up the top. So what we may do is just pull it out and just do a repair on it, like we're going to do on this side. So once I've got the repaired pillars in place, I shall bring you back. See you shortly. Sorry about that. I'll already knock you over before we even get really started. Alright, so what we've done is we've polished up the base. We've polished up our wheels. So that's ready to be painted. We now have an A-pillar here. We've been able to straighten this side out, but it did break. So we have super glue and baking powder on both sides. So they still need to be let dried and filed up. But what we still need to do is make some tyres. So, excuse me. So I'll put the baking powder over there. Now I'm using a mould which I made some time ago to make some new tyres. And what I'm using is what they call a fast premium car body sealant, and it is in black, and basically it's the stuff that's used when they put in new windscreens these days, and it dries beautifully. And it's just a squeeze. It can be messy, so really you should be wearing rubber gloves. But I like to live dangerously. Now you can put a little bit on the other side. It's a similar method to what Paul Restorer does. Very nice bloke, Paul Restorer. Like watching his videos. I've learnt a lot from him. So if you haven't seen his channel, you need to go over there. Especially if you're wanting to make your own parts, make your own tyres, and all that sort of stuff. You'll get that from Paul Restorer. You don't get that so much from Marty. Even though it's nice to have Marty back, it's very nice to have Marty back, because he was one of the first fellas that I saw all those years ago. Anyway, welcome back, Marty, from Marty's Matchbox Makeovers. So that is now there. We'll need to let that set. This only takes a couple of hours, but I'm going to leave this till tomorrow before I come back, and that's where we'll leave it off for now. When you see this car next is when this is cured properly, the A-pillars, and I've done the sanding back, and should be ready for primer then. So that's when you guys will see this. You may see me putting the tyres on before you'll see me paint that. So, all right, I shall see you in a moment. You'll have to guess whether it's going to be tyres or painting. See you then. So while I'm preparing the vehicle for paint, you'll get to see the base coat, and then we'll do the paint. In the meantime, our base is dried, our wheels are polished and cleaned. I'm hoping you're seeing that in the bright sunshine there. Yeah, there we go. The paint just slipped. The paint on the inside of the hubs of so I didn't take the wheels off. Anyway, that'll be a roller by the time we're finished. And speaking of tyres, here we are, the ones that we made using that urethane that is made with the stuff that goes onto your windows. Just got a little bit on the front there, so we can peel it off now. And what I'll use is just bear with me for a moment while I adjust the roller door to give us a bit of a better light. And there we go. Now we should see things a little bit better. So we're going to use this center punch here to take out the center or stretch the centre of our tyres first, but they're coming through pretty much straight away. So we've got them nice and thin, but it may be just a case of now just getting the tweezers. As you can see, the tyre just literally, because I made the mould to go down the centre, and it should be just a case of pulling out the centres. There we go. Fumble fingers is here. Hello, there's Fumble Fingers, and just looking the best side of the tyre. Like all things, there's a good side and there's a bad side, and we'll just press it on. Just get rid of that little bit of excess or flashing, you might want to call it. Or is that paint? I don't know. That's paint. Alright, we'll fix that up in a moment. If that's Kath and Kim in the background that you're hearing, where it says rack off Rochelle, and there is our remade tyre. So we have 3 more to do, and I'll fit these off camera, and when we come back you should see the vehicle in a base coat. Catch you there. So here we are with some new boots on our Beetle, and we're getting ready to give it a bit of a paint. So see you there. Well, I hope you're going to be able to see this. Here is our casting in a chrome base, and we're going to try a metal cast green paint. In the past we've done the red, but we're going to try a green, and hopefully it will turn out. So we'll just do what we need to do. Just make sure our thing is posted. Might have to get a new airbrush itself, because we've had this one for quite some time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's its first tack later, and next is I'll do the rest of it off camera, and it's going to be the reveal. See you there. this is a reminder as to what we started with on this Volkswagen from Dinky Toys at the start of this build. And this is where we are now. Here is our Dinky Volkswagen Beetle, based on the oval window that you see at the back there. We have painted it in metal cast green. We have polished up the wheel hubs. We have made new tyres, or new boots if you like. We have chromed the front and rear bumpers with the Molotow pen. We have painted the taillights. We have Molotow penned the headlights. We have repaired both A-pillars on this vehicle. The semaphore indicators, which are in the B pillar on this vehicle, we did not paint orange because they're in the closed position. If they were in the open position, we would have painted it, of course. As Marty would say, I'm happy with that. And I really am. I hope you are too. So we'll catch you next time on Gravesend Australia Diecast Salvage, and thank you for watching.